Okay, last time I mentioned about nested while loops. So nested while loops work by saying that there is a while loop and it has got some statements. It will execute that, and then there is a while loop inside a while loop. So what happens is these statements will execute, and then this expression, these two statements will execute inside it, and this will keep on happening, right, till this is true. Once this is false, it will come out and then it will go back and execute this, right? So, and then again it will come here. So potentially this second while loop could execute whatever number of times into the number of times of this, right? This all depends on the condition which is there here. There's a very good chance that this will execute once and then it will get out. But the point is that there is a chance that the nested while loop executes as many times into the number of times this executes, right? So this is nested, one inside the other, right? And we will see an example so that you can understand what I mean. So as usual, I'm going to go to my editor. I'm going to start a new file. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to try, we have been doing a lot of fruits, but maybe this time I will do some ice cream flavors with fruits. I'm just going to call it ice cream, and I am just going to open it with is empty. So in this I'm going to define some ice cream flavors. I'm using US English. Flavors comes with a U in some case for some people, but this is less typing, right? That's all. So vanilla is obviously a very usual flavor. Chocolate, maybe strawberry. I don't like strawberries, so I'm going to just skip it. If you want, you can add it. Mint chocolate is, I don't know how many people like it. I like it. It has got chocolate and mint, both I like. The even better one, which I'm going to write now. Okay, I got a spelling wrong. Chocolate chip flavor is amazing. And I've heard about cookie dough, but I have not eaten it. So I'll add that too. Okay, so that's my ice cream flavors. I'm going to get my fruits from earlier. I think it doesn't path change, right? Yeah, just going to copy from here and I'm going to paste it into this. I got my fruits. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to I want to print combinations. This, let us say people like to have ice cream with fruit. Yeah, not everybody, but some people might want to have this fruit, and so your parent might want you to have a fruit, and then you say I want an ice cream too. If you want me to eat the fruit, right? So let us say what all combinations are possible for a given fruit and ice cream. So we want to know all these combinations. So initially what I'm going to do is in order for me to loop through this, I'm going to use an index, right? So if you want to access array elements or list elements, you can use indexes. So I'm going to use a flavor index. I'm going to initialize that with 0. Now then I'm going to say print the combinations are. Now because this allows some reader of the program to understand, right? If I give some useful statements, right? So now I'm going to start my while loop, and while flavor index is less than len, which means 0 is less than len. How many ice cream flavors are you talking about? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 of them. So I'm going to say len. If you say len of ice cream flavors, this will be 5. So obviously 0 is less than 5, right? and inside this, what I'm going to do is, in order for me to move forward, obviously I have to increase the flavor index by 1. So last time when I showed you, I was reducing it by 1 because the loop was checking whether it is greater than a particular value, greater than 0. Here it's checking for less, so I have to keep on increasing, so that from 0 it will keep on going, and when it reaches the last element it will be 5, and therefore it will come out, right? So that is why I'm doing this. Now how to, so I want to do combinations, right? So I want to go into inside. So if I do, before I increase the index, I want to first take out the value of the flavor, because I have to show that if I do a +1 and then do, I will skip the first flavor, right? Which I don't want. I want to start with the 0th flavor. So I'm going to take the flavor out and store it into this variable, flavor equal to ice cream flavors, and I'm going to use the flavor index. Flavor index. So now I got my flavor, my ice cream flavor, and then I have to also start the fruit. So I want to say for this flavor I can have all these fruits, right? That's how you get combinations. So I can say for vanilla apple is one combination, vanilla apricot is another combination, vanilla orange is another combination, right? So these are combinations. So I want to find out all the possible combinations. So I have to start an inner loop which will go inside and do this looping over each of those fruits. So I'm now having the fruit index for that. Again, I'll start off with 0 because I want to get all my fruits, right? So fruit index starts. So this is like a while loop inside another while loop, right? For the first while loop, you did the initialization outside that. The second while loop, you have to initialize outside that while loop, which is inside the first while loop. So great, I have initialized. I know this is a bit more dense than the usual because this is a more advanced concept, right? So if you don't understand it fully, what you do is you follow with me fully, and then maybe you can play it again. So while now I'm going to say, now I'm trying to loop over fruits, so I have to look at the fruit index, right? So I'm going to do fruit index is less than it. I have initialized it to 0, and I'm going to say less than this. So now the second while loop starts. Now fruit equal to, I'm going to get the value, right? Remember, this is the same thing I did in the case of flavors also. Fruit index. So now I got my fruit which I'm going to print, but I have to ensure that this loop does not get stuck here, which means I have to increase, otherwise it will get stuck in the first fruit, right? Just apple. But I want to go further and go to the next fruit. So this time again I have to do plus equal to 1, which means it will go from 0 to 1, 2, 3. Now what I'm going to do is, I have too many fruits here. I'm going to just take out apricot, just so that it is more manageable. Maybe nobody wants to have chiku with ice cream. So this is 6 of them. So that's, I think, a good enough. So I have 5 flavors and 6 fruits. So you will get 30 combinations, right? 30 is a bit much. So maybe I'll remove fig also, or maybe I'll remove guava. I don't know if people like to have ice cream with guava. So 5, so 25 combinations, right? So now I am taking out the fruit. I am also incrementing the index, and I am going to print the combination, right? So this is where I can start printing combinations. Now what will happen, for you to understand, this flavor is ice cream, and then I'm going to loop over the fruits, which means you'll say, when I say print, I'm going to use f strings. So I'm going to say flavor fruit. This is my combination, right? This, and then I'm going to say, so this is the end of this while loop. This one is going to be out of both while loops because the indentation is right in front, right? So here I'm going to, as usual, say goodbye to tell you that I am out of both loops. Okay, so what is going to happen? I'll just explain it verbally and then you can see it executing, right? So here it's 0, so first vanilla will be assigned to flavor, and then here I am actually picking the first fruit, which is apple. So vanilla apple will get printed first, and this while loop then goes inside, keeps going, right? You are still for the first iteration of the outside loop, you will do multiple iterations of the inside loop, right? So it goes back here, fruit index increases, so now you will say it's banana, and then you will say vanilla banana, then next vanilla fig, vanilla mango, vanilla orange, and then this index loop completes. You go back to this first one, and now you are reinitializing fruit index to 0. This is an important step, otherwise you already went up to 5 in the fruit index, right? So you can't, it will say 6, 7, and that won't work. That's a problem. So you are going back to 0 so that you can get all the combinations back. But the flavor now is chocolate. So flavor is chocolate because flavor index is 1. So that becomes chocolate. Again it will go to apple, chocolate, banana, chocolate, fig. I'll just execute this. I'm going to say Python while ice cream, right? Now you see here, I was telling you, right? Vanilla apple, vanilla banana, vanilla fig, vanilla mango, vanilla orange, done. Chocolate apple. So for every value on the outer loop, it is executing the inner loop, and therefore now you have all, so this is 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, so 25 combinations. Now you have the full set of combinations using a nested while loops, right? 2 loops inside. For each loop, outside loop, you execute the inner loop multiple times. We will now look at, you can use same changing path behavior with a nested loop also. We will look at that in the next video.